Hi, this is Michael Thompson from Zoe, and I want to welcome you to the Wednesday Morning Rescue. This is our weekly audio encouragement offered through Zoe's daily orientation. What you are about to listen to is an excerpt from the Men's Heart of a Warrior Conference or the Zoe Women's Deepening Weekend Retreat. It is our hope that your heart finds strength, beauty, and courage for the life God has called you to live in the larger story. It was C.S. Lewis who once wrote, "Relying on God has to begin all over again every day, as if nothing had yet been done." It is our prayer that this devotional brings an orientation to your heart, settling you and equipping you to play your part well in the great love story set in the midst of the fierce battle. Today, may you experience the love of God, learning how to walk with Him and live free. Men, in the Heart of a Warrior, we put this title on the chapter, What You're Up Against. And our foe, our enemy, the kingdom of darkness that opposes our life in God, is ancient. They have a few good plays that they run, but they run them with precision. They will ensure that every man, sooner or later, experiences the lie. You don't have what it takes, and you are alone. You don't have what it takes, and you are alone. So as we start to taste a little bit of freedom from that, our team says, okay, it's not about winning a round or two. It's about winning the war. Right? You guys have all flown on planes. You know the spiel. Right? Should there be a loss of cabin pressure at any moment, oxygen masks will drop. Then what do they say? Put the oxygen mask on over your nose and mouth first. Don't you know I've got kids? Don't you know my wife's here? Why is that the instruction? You are no use to anybody in your family if you are unconscious. You have to get your heart back first. You have to begin your comeback, and I believe be well on it. The healing and the training, like Scott said, they work together so that you can then go back and be redeployed into your own home front, your marriage, your children. And for those of you who are in my crowd, 50s, 60s, 70s, it's never too late to go back after your kids. And we will talk about that tomorrow. But let's start to explore the idea of training. When we were writing The Heart of a Warrior, there was so much that started to kind of fall into these chapters and sections. And if you've read Heart of a Warrior, you know it's lined up into two major sections. The beloved son becoming the beloved. And you know this. You are, and you are becoming. I love what Tom said earlier. You are holy, and you're learning how to be holy. It's already true, and you're being trained up in it. Are you an overcomer? It's true, and you're learning how to overcome. This is the art. This is the practice of this kingdom way. I get so excited. The first day of practice is good. It's important. It's when we showed up, and most of us were throwing up afterwards. But that's very different than the night of the first game. All that preparation and all that getting ready and all that getting in shape so that we could enter into what we were doing all of that for. Okay? So there's an art, there's a practice. First section of the book is the beloved son. You have to become the beloved son because the battle and the war is always about that. Do you know who you are? Because the enemy has lied to you most of your life about who you are. And if you've believed it, well, we got to talk about that. We're going to have to remedy that. Because those old plays, they will try them again and again until you have mastery, till you've experienced mastery over them. And then it becomes, oh, you're running that play again? Not today. Dallas Willard said this: the primary work of God is finding men in whom he can entrust his power and authority. And the story of most men is being entrusted with power and bringing harm to himself and those under his care. Did you hear that? And the story of most men is being entrusted with power and bringing harm to himself and those under his care. Right? Let's not be most men. Charles Fuller, the founder of the Fuller Seminary, said, the life that we are meant for, the one granted to us by God, is both fragile and glorious. It must be understood, learned, and practiced. Practiced. There's an art to this. There's a practice. There's a learning how. Right? We've asked this question every year. How do first times go? Usually not so well. But no diminishment, no shame, no guilt. First times are the beginning of learning how. Learning how to do something, training. And the battle of the war is all about loving. It's all about loving. Fierce, kind, loving hearts back to life. That's what we're trying to do for you this weekend, is love you back to life. Does that mean that we're saying and encouraging you with some difficult things? Yeah. Challenging, hard things? Yeah. This love thing is not easy, but it is good. And we do not have enough men who know who they are, where they are, and the good that God's up to in their lives. Thank you for listening to this week's Wednesday Morning Rescue, a part of Zoe's Daily Orientation. To sign up for the Daily Orientation, explore more information on Zoe's weekend retreats, or to order the book, The Heart of a Warrior, go to our website at www.zoe.org. That's www.zoweh.org.